Hello everyone, welcome back to Amanda T and me, and welcome back to ARK Gotta Tame 'em All. Okay, so we're kind of gonna do a prep episode today, and as promised, a double episode. Now, while Mr. B has been helping me more and more with some of these more challenging late game tames, and quite frankly, it's really good quality time for us. He did make a request, and we went out searching for what he wanted, and we just couldn't find what he wanted. And then, of course, I had done a dino wipe, really hoping that a Giga would spawn in, and what he was hoping for basically fell in my lap. So I'm going to take you guys out and show you what we found. One of Mr. B's absolute favorite mounts, the trike, especially after the TLC upgrade. Like, oh my goodness, they're wonderful. So a pretty high level for this map, and this pretty lady just walked right into our oasis. So we're gonna go ahead and tame her as a big old surprise for Mr. B, because goodness knows he loves his trike. So level 72, but with our 100% taming efficiency, we're gonna do really well for ourselves. So very, very happy. Why it took me so long to figure out a name for this lady, I have no idea. Probably because a lot of the names are like food related, or that kind of thing. So I do kind of get myself stopped up with that sort of stuff for a while. So we're gonna get her breeding with the trikes we already have, and hopefully we'll have something really special later. Alright, well, in true Manda form, we are going to build another outpost today. I found a location that has a lot of our endgame aquatic tames, but it's a pretty sketchy area. It's very close to another base, but it's just not close enough for our needs. Are Dodicaruses. I don't understand. I needed to go out for stone, and ended up coming up this, I guess, decorative rock. I don't really know what's happening here. Dodicaruses are so stinking cute. I love their little faces. I love their little ears. Like, how were these things even real? They're so stinking cute. But look at the butt wobble. I don't know. That's probably part of their charm for me, is the fact that like none of their parts look like they are going together, and but they're super great utility dinos. They also have a very short temper, much like a trike, so kind of a challenging tame when you're first starting out and only have the trank arrows, just because they don't have the HP to kind of match their torpor resistance. So once they armadillo up, they're pretty much impossible to tame. Either that or you end up killing them, and that really sucks. But yeah, this was a fun little adventure with our Dodic here, as goofy as they and the terrain are. So at this point, I still haven't figured out that I have my materials completely reversed. And as you've probably guessed by now, this is originally inspired by GoodTimesWithScar's kind of Skyrim-inspired Minecraft build when he collaborated with the Neebs gaming tribe, and yeah, I did finally figure it out, but you'll notice a lot of my structures have kind of this same build where you either have stone or adobe on the first floor level and then wood on top. I do feel like it gives it a really kind of authentic, we're kind of surviving Swiss Family Robinson sort of vibe, but of course in this world of dinosaurs. I also really like using railings to give this kind of meshy sort of texture. I think it's really appropriate, especially for the beach biomes. I just think that it's really perfect. Anything with water, I think it just gives it that kind of beachy sort of look. So we're gonna have just like a chill build day in preparation for some of the more exciting things that are going to come. One thing I've learned, now of course, we all know Aaron Longstaff is the absolute like king of just ARK builds in general. I would say inspiration taken from him definitely is a large component to how I kind of finish off my builds, but of course watching lots of GoodTimesWithScar and his Minecraft builds has also really influenced just the little details to make these buildings feel authentic, like they can actually support weight, that these are actually functional buildings. I don't know why that matters to me, it just does. Mr. B has a running joke about being like a paladin of gravity. It started when we were first really like in a kind of a deep playthrough of Minecraft, and you know, of course, like all the grass clods and just the nonsense that just kind of spawns in with a new chunk, and every once in a while ARK kind of does the same kind of goofy stuff. And this definitely is a factor when I see some like really hasty builds. And I get it, not everyone cares about it, and that's fine. Everyone has a different play style. I guess for me, like, there is a certain amount of authenticity to the survival game where it's like, well, we're here now. And it's not just like, here's my box. Like, it needs to be somewhere where somebody, you know, foreseeably could survive for the duration of their life. So also shout out to S Plus snapping. Like, oh, look, just we're gonna do it again. But I needed to go make another one. You'll see me visit Vulture a lot. I kind of use Vulture as a gigantic container. Vulture is an imprinted Argentavis, if you don't know, from much earlier in this playthrough. And at this rate, he has a holding capacity of about 21,000 weight units. It might be 24,000 now, because he's just the beastiest of utility dinos. So, and believe it or not, that was before the settings got really kind of goofy and whatnot after the Hyenodon. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Hyenodon Tame almost broke me. It was so utterly frustrating, and if you hear scuffling, that's my cat playing in the next room. But the Hyenodon was so frustrating, so I had adjusted the tame timers and kind of the taming thresholds, and for whatever reason that goofed up literally everything. And my theory is, and please somebody smarter than me explain, but because all of the settings for the most part are not fixed numbers but they are percentages, I assume that by me making a change and then changing it back, because they're based on percentages, a certain amount of, like, I don't know, dilation happens with the values, so it's never going to be right again. Like, for whatever reason, our basils are way too fast, and everything is set back to the original settings I showed you guys based on kind of the great advice of Pterafier. He's got some really great videos on how to get set up there. let's try this without a Beelzebufu in my throat. So you'll see throughout the series that I have my all my inspiration videos down in the description, but I really did a lot of research on getting like the perfect like solo game settings, and whatever happened with adjusting them to lower the threshold for taming for the Hyaenodon has absolutely kind of just fire trucked my entire game. So everything's still just as deadly, but it really screwed up the taming, and it really screwed up the infant maturation. I don't know. I don't understand ARK's kind of eldritch number values at this point, but we're kind of in it now. We've got, I believe at this point we have 9 tames to go, 10 tames to go. So yeah. So why did I pick this base location? Well, I guess at this point it's more of an outpost. It's not a full base. It's not going to be a full base, but in cross-referencing all the maps for the remaining aquatic tames, some of the best places to acquire them is in the far northwest of the island and the far southeast. So we are in the far southeast. Why? Because the northwest is snowy AF, and I have no intentions on hanging out there any more than I need to. Yeah, why add an environmental factor that I just don't need to add? So in real life, am I a beach or a mountains girl? I'm actually a rocky beach kind of girl, or lakes. Definitely. Oh, Ripley, I'm sorry. Did you have something to contribute? Did you lose one of your 500 toys under the craft shelf? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on. Best voiceover ever. Anyway, so yeah. Rocky beaches are where it's at. I want to go to the beach but have to wear like a windbreaker. So yeah, so that's what we're doing here. And yeah, it's like a 2-minute parasaur ride from here to our OG like beach bob base, but I needed somewhere where I could stow water vessels, and I needed somewhere that if I die a horrible death, and there will be horrible deaths, that it's a much quicker journey to find a bed. So yeah, I'm really excited because I normally don't have a reason to build a dock, but I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna leave you guys with a very zen dock building montage. Because for some reason, they're one of my favorite structures. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a beach girl. Who knows? But let me put up these remaining wall torches for you guys, and we're going to go build a dock. All right, well, here it is, TFAM, a more or less functioning outpost. Eventually, I'll bring in some electricity and things for storage, for kibble and things, but yeah, I like the kind of cool sky tone in the background as the sun has set and the warm lights inside. So that is all for the building segment, and we'll be coming back here very, very soon. Oh, and there's an epilogue. Alrighty, guys. So, in the midst of me building a new outpost, a stone's throw from a base I already have, I noticed at the time of recording summer colors. I don't think there was actually an official event on the PC. I thought this was only for Switch. But we definitely got some really cool summer colors. Summer colors are probably my favorite, followed by the spring colors, just rainbow everything. It's just so exciting. But of course, it's a Dimorphodon, and so thankfully I didn't have to fight too many of them. I think you only see me fighting off one, but I got pretty wrecked by Dimorphs on the side of the mountain closest to the oasis here. So very fast tame. Thankfully we had a bunch of meat in our inventory already, but something I had considered is that without a cinema crops, oh my gosh, I'm so spoiled on cinema crops. We really don't have a shoulder mount that's like really defensive. And if I have to do any caving alone, I would love to have rainbow Dimorphodons to save my ass from things like bats. Stupid bats. So, alright, Rainbow Dimorphodon. I have a name in mind just because of her pretty colors. So we are going to name you Dawn. And yeah. So we'll save Aurora for a stronger Dimorph. Yeah, so out here you'll see that we already have our first hot pink trike mutation. And that'll be all for today. Alrighty guys, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care and happy sipping.